I'm Kayla Lindberg, and this is your sports. Starting off with high school boys basketball, the Bloomington Purple Raiders hosted the Danville Kings last night to face off for the regional title. TV10's Taylor Carpenter has the story.
For the third week in a row, Juju Redmond was named MVC's Newcomer of the Week. Juju was the first Valley player to earn this title for 3 straight weeks since the 2016-2017 season. The junior posted a team-high 18 points in the weekend loss against Bradley, while also collecting her second double-double. And some high schools will be traveling to Champaign this weekend as they are sending wrestlers to the individual state tournament. Bloomington High School advanced 5 boys into the tournament. Of the 5 qualifiers, Chad Bellis, who is 48-3 at 113 pounds, is the reigning state champion in his weight class. Other wrestlers like Ryan Gardner placed 4th last year. Other schools sending wrestlers to this tournament are Normal West and Lincoln. The tournament will begin Thursday the 20th and end Saturday the 22nd. This past weekend, high schools from all over Illinois sent wrestlers to U of I to wrestle in the individual state tournament. Bloomington High School saw much success throughout the weekend. At 106-pound sophomore Carson Nishida was able to secure a 3rd place finish in his weight class. At 113, junior Chad Bellis, last year's state champion at 106, picked up a 5th place finish at his current weight class. 138, senior Ryan Gardner wrestled for 1st but came up just short, leaving Champaign with a 2nd place finish. 195, Jack Weltha took an 8th place finish, and at 220, senior John Brown took home 4th.
And then you guys have 2 more away games before you go into that tournament. How are you guys preparing for that? What's that looking like?
Our seating isn't fully set yet, but it'll probably be the same as it always has been, just scouting the other team, and we've played each team 2 times already, so it'll just be making some slight adjustments, and then just have to go out and play.
Yeah, and in that second game you had an RBI, home run, and 2 doubles. How did that feel?
It felt really good. I was seeing the ball really well, and it was just a lot of fun I got a few good pitches to hit, and I made them pay for it.
And staying with the NBA yesterday, the Lakers took on the Pelicans in what seemed more like a LeBron James-Zion Williamson matchup. The two went back and forth for the entirety of the game, truly keeping it interesting for the fans. LeBron scored 34 points, and although Zion had 35 points, it was not enough as the Lakers took home the win 122-114. Now for a sport very close to my heart, NASCAR. This year, the Daytona 500 took place on Monday. Fans, drivers, and crews alike could not wait to get the season started. The race started out with high intensity, as well as the usual crashes you see during a race. Things took a turn for the worse when Ryan Newman came out with the lead on the last lap and caught the front end of Ryan Blaney's car. This caused him to turn and drive straight into the wall. The crash didn't end there, as Newman then began to flip through the air and hit other cars throughout the pack. Once the crash ended, medics rushed to the car, which was on fire, and got him out as quickly as possible. Newman was taken to Halifax Medical Center and is currently in serious condition. It was then released that his injuries are not life-threatening. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Sports Zone. I'm Kayla Lindberg. And as you can probably tell, my background is looking a little different this week. I am reporting from home, and this is our new normal.
Wrestling is considered one of the toughest sports, but even the best wrestlers are realizing that there is a battle being fought tougher than one they have ever experienced.
Right? We want to compete, we want to fight, we want to go out there and do what we do. But what needs to happen is we need to stay home. We need people to be healthy. We need people to be living long and healthy lives, and we need people to stop losing their loved ones. And so I think, it's hard both ways. I understand it. But when it comes to that and you put that on the scale, one definitely outweighs the other.
Jaden Cox, a wrestler from Missouri, realizes his Olympic hopes have been blindsided by the current pandemic, but he understands why. During this time, he has talked with collegiate athletes, trying to help them put things into perspective after the NCAA said they will not be giving winter sports, which includes wrestling, another year of eligibility.
One thing that I have said, though, and I've talked with some athletes, some NCAA athletes, and I said that it wasn't, though, even if it doesn't change, like, it wasn't for no reason. And I'm not saying that will make it easy or that'll make it any better, but maybe then you can have an understanding that it wasn't just because.
Once Jaden was able to educate himself on the virus and its severity, he realized that the little things he and other athletes are doing could save someone's life.
It seems crazy and that not doing nothing is doing something, but it's the most important thing and the most that you can do. So that's about it. Do your part and Yeah, and know that it is doing something.
Reporting for the Sports Zone, I'm Kayla Lindberg. Many people think of hockey and basketball when they think of sports that were canceled during this pandemic, but dirt racing has taken the same hit as every other sport.
Once the decision to not hold races, it was only a matter of time within a week when our industry in dirt track racing, late models and sprint cars, when the major sanctioning bodies decided we can't do it either.
During this time, the dirt racing season took an original postponement until early May, but it looks like it could continue later into that month.
I think Memorial Day is probably the earliest right now. And what I mean by that is for nationwide racing. You may get a guy in South Carolina that puts on a race with 25 people, cars only, or something like that. But for nationwide racing, I think we're looking at Memorial Day.
But most of what ISU and TV10 alum Michael Rigsby does is broadcast live dirt races. So not only is the sport having to make adjustments, so is he.
So our team immediately shifted into content creation mode. What can we do to fill this void for these subscribers and race fans? People want to see something.
The Dirt on Dirt team will continue to create content for race fans for what could be another 2 full months without racing. Reporting for the Sports Zone, I'm Kayla Lindberg.